Hey, it's Elise Pickett with the Urban Harvest, and today I have a really special treat for you all. Something near and dear to my community. I'm going to be giving you all a tour of Benison Farms, which is an urban, volunteer-based farm. Our modern industrial food system has tremendous impacts on getting food to the people. Recent events have made that made folks more aware of that than ever before, I think. And when we are carting things from across the country or across the world to fill our grocery store shelves, all it takes is one disruption and things start to fail. Growing food where the people are and growing food in the city is absolutely critical and is something that I'm very passionate about. So today I have brought you to Benison Farms in the heart of St. Petersburg, Florida, where they are growing produce for the local community on a completely volunteer-based farm model. Martha, this is your farm that you started, Benison Farms. So did you want to tell me a little bit about what you all are doing here and how this project got started?
Our mission is to give away 50% of what we grow to food pantries, and we set up a partnership with Operation Attack, which is a food pantry down here at Lakeview Presbyterian. We really want to keep the food and the produce in the neighborhood as much as possible, because there's food desert neighborhood all around here, all the way down to Lakeview. There's this it's a huge area. No farmers markets, no grocery stores where people can get fresh produce. So our goal is to stay in the neighborhood as much as possible. So the other thing we want to do is have a farmers market on site once a month, and that is strictly to have people who live close come here to get produce. We now, during this time, we're ceasing all operations on that until the ban is lifted and we can start congregating again. So in the meantime, we have partnership with Kendwood Organic produce, and they are doing home deliveries now. So what we're doing this morning is harvesting for them. We'll take our produce to them, they buy it from us, and then they distribute it. So we're delivering about 24 pounds of greens a week, which is pretty good for us.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And onions. Our onions have gone crazy. So we're delivering about 10 onions a week. Now they're like this big, so they're massive things. But so about 10 onions a week. I think this week we're delivering more because they're ready to be harvested. So, you know, as it is with those boxes and getting fresh, organic, local produce, you get what is there, and our onions are ready to go. So
yeah, I think eating seasonally is a really important concept, and when you're able to grow the food here in the city, people can see what is in season.
Right.
And like the collard greens are doing good, but it's time for the kale to kind of fizzle out.
Right.
So eating seasonally and allowing your palate to change just a little bit with the seasons is really important, and being able to see it growing gives you that perspective, I think.
I think that's true.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. You're exactly right. We're seeing it as we harvest. The broccoli is kind of nearing the end, you know, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you're right. When you start doing it, you see it, versus going to the grocery store where you can't really tell what season it is.
No, everything's in season
Right,
all the time at the
right.
grocery store.
Exactly.
Yes, yeah. And it's just interesting because as long as you're willing to kind of shift with the seasons, you can grow year round here. There's greens you can grow year round here. There's all sorts of food you can grow year round. You just have to be open to trying something different.
This farm is a partnership between St. Augustine's Episcopal Church, whose property we're on right now, and St. Thomas, whose church is way over on Snell Isle in northeast St. Pete. St. Augustine's has had a history of having gardens and farms on their property. When they first bought the property, it had huge greenhouses out here. It was a commercial operation. Since then, they've had a community garden. They had a parishioner who just used it as his farm.
I know when we were first chatting about this project, it was in the dream phase or the planning stage, and now you've brought it to fruition. But what's it taken to get here?
Well, we were fortunate enough to get a grant from the Episcopal Church. It's called the United Think Offering, and the grant enabled us to do some significant things like clearing the property. It was hugely overgrown to this point right here. All the way, we have a stream in the back and we butt up against Boyd Hill, so all this way was just trees and bushes, castor bean, just unbelievable amount of overgrowth. So getting the property cleared was the major first step. And then after that, it just took manpower. We laid cardboard down and mulch and mulch and mulch and cardboard and cardboard. We got mulch from the city and tree companies, so thankfully, except for delivery from the city, we didn't have to pay for any of that, and that's what we're on now. And it's holding up pretty well weed-wise, so I would definitely recommend that to everybody, and that's almost free. That grant helped tremendously. We ordered a big shipping container for our storage shed. We put in a new pump. They already had a well, so we put in a new pump and ran irrigation out here. And we're going to get solar panels, just enough to offset our costs to the church so that our pump, and if we add any lights, doesn't drain their finances, so that we can be pretty much neutral on energy costs. It took us about a year to get to this point. We had so much clearing and amending to do, but we're really happy right now.
Well, even a year is a really good turnaround time. You've done so much here.
Yes, it feels
I was lucky
really good.
enough to see the project before it all got started, and it is night and day.
Right, it is. It really is. Get so caught up in the doing that you don't stop and look around, or you think you're always thinking about the next step or the next season. So I have to come out here sometimes when nobody's here and just enjoy what we've done, because you're right, we have done a lot. To have enough to harvest, to give away, and to sell is amazing.
I found most rewarding about this project, now that you finally got into the fun gardening part.
I think it's just the gathering together of people and the amazement on everybody's faces when they see what can be done, and the amount of production that can happen. It's really all about the people and getting to know people. When we did have our farmers market day, all the neighborhood people that found us and said, I had no idea this was here, and just the amazement that it can be done. I think that's the most rewarding part. Yeah.
Even in a small urban space or a large urban space, you can grow food in the city, right where the people live, and it's a beautiful, beautiful system. I'm so happy to see something like that coming to fruition here in St. Pete.
Thank you. Yes, we're happy and amazed all at the same time. I wouldn't say we are farmers. We are learning as we go. and using resources everywhere we can to try and learn more. But we're doing pretty good.
I would say so. The gardens look absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you. Everybody knows a little bit. So that's the beauty of the team, is that we all know a little bit, and we're all learning, and we all want to do it. I hope that people feel empowered enough to come out and let this place be their place and do what they know, what their gift is. Let them, if they're tomato people, let them handle the tomatoes, or if they want to wheelbarrow the mulch, then God bless them.
Are you actively looking for more volunteers on the farm, or how can people contribute or help you with this project?
Yes, we always welcome volunteers. It was never meant to be a solely, true church operation. It was meant to help the neighborhood with the produce, but also bring in anybody who wants to come and learn and help. We especially would like people from the neighborhood to come and learn, so that hopefully they could take things back and do at their houses. The best way to find out about us is to go to Facebook, Benison Farm St. Pete. That's where we keep updated the pictures and where I post when we're having work days. We usually have a work day once a month out here on a Saturday morning. We always have projects. Everybody, anybody is welcome to come either just walk around and see what we're doing, to ask about getting produce, or to volunteer. We always need help and we always need expertise.
So if they want to purchase your produce right now, they can find it at Kendwood Organics?
Correct.
If you want to find out more about the businesses that Benison Farms is working with, head on down to the show notes below and I will have all of those links for you to easily access these amazing businesses and not-for-profits. Remember, this concept and this approach can apply to anywhere, any community, any city, any state, any country. This is a model that works. I hope this showed you that growing food in the city where people live is 100% achievable and doesn't have to cost an arm and a leg. If you're interested in learning more about their project, make sure to head on over to Facebook and connect with them. And if you have any questions about this project or others like it, or if you'd like to see something similar to this, please let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And while you're down there, hit the subscribe button so you're alerted every time a new video comes out on Florida-based vegetable gardening.